Hey guys, my name is Glenn Zepeda. I'm doing the school counselor case study. I think that's case number two. Except I'm going to change it a little bit. I know it says that they're high school students. I'm going to say they're elementary students because I'm currently an elementary school counselor. And some of the things that happened in this scenario have happened to me. I've been a counselor for 3 years now at the same school. And I'll just get into it. So I'm gonna go over first the ethical dilemmas. The first one was confidentiality. We go over this the first session of group. Tell them that hey, whatever you guys say, stays here. We don't tell anybody. If they want to tell somebody, they can, but I'm not allowed to tell anybody. Except there's three exceptions to that rule. One, if they tell me that they're hurting themselves. Two, if they tell me that someone's hurting them. Or three, they tell me that they want to hurt somebody or are hurting somebody. Those are the only times I'm allowed to break confidentiality without their acknowledgement. Um, and that's just to keep them safe. Um, the other thing I tell them is if we're talking about something and I say, hey, maybe we should let mom and dad know about this, or maybe we should let your teacher know about this, or maybe we should talk to admin about this. I'll always ask them for their permission before I do that because of confidentiality. And also, because it is a group at a school, before we can start a group work with them, I do have to have consent from mom and dad or whoever's in charge of them, whether it be a grandparent, a parent, or a legal guardian. So before I start a group with kids, I do send out permission slips, and I call parents and say, hey, I think so and so would be really good for my group, or I tell them that their teacher referred them to a group and I'm running a group, and go and explain what the group is. Um, so the first dilemma was, and I have notes here. The first dilemma is confidentiality. Both Emma and Michael disclosed thoughts of self harm. Um, so I'm allowed to break confidentiality, and you know, so in a school setting, if that would happen, I would call mom or dad or parents or whoever's in charge of them and tell them what happened. Um, but before I call mom and dad, I would do it's called a CSRSS, and that's just a Columbia Suicide Rating Scale. And our school district where I work, that's what we use, and I would assess them according to that. And then, depending on how the results are, whether they're suicidal or not, um, would depend on like how the phone call would go. So I'd call their parents or their legal guardian, let them know, hey, this is what happened. They disclose that they have some thoughts of self harm, and so I assess them using the CSR, and I'd go on and explain what that is, and then go over the results. And if they're suicidal, then we go. I'll give them resources to places where they can get therapy. A good thing about the school I work at is we have an in-house therapist, so I would definitely push for that. Um, if the result is that they're not suicidal, I would still tell them, hey, this is what happened. Tell them that I had to do an assessment because it's just district policy when they make comments about suicide or express that they have suicidal thoughts. Go over the results and then say, hey, I have some resources if you want them. We also have an in-house therapist if you choose to go the therapy route. But please talk to your student when they get home. Um, oh, and if they do test like suicidal, then we call the parent or the legal guardian and let them know that hey, we need to talk to you face to face. Your child is fine, but we do need to talk about something, and I can't say it over the phone. I'd prefer to say it face to face. So if you're able to come, please come. And then they come, and if they are suicidal and they've assessed as suicidal through the CSRSS, we create a safety plan, and the safety plan is the counselor, admin, the student, and the parent. Uh, those four people have to be present, and we do a safety plan, and then we give a copy to the parent. We all sign it, admin, the counselor, and the parent, and give a copy to mom or dad or the legal guardian. Um, and then the parent has the option to either take that student right then and there for the day, or just leave them at school. And then we contact the teacher and let them know, hey, your student has a safety plan. And we don't go over specifics with the teacher because, again, of confidentiality. And we just let the teacher know, hey, there's a safety plan. So if they ask to speak to a counselor, please contact us as soon as possible. Or if they feel that they seem distressed or need to talk to somebody, to just let us know. And in the safety plan, it covers like things that they can do, or people that they feel comfortable talking to. If it's not just a therapist, it could be like an AP or another teacher. So if they ask to talk to somebody, then they're allowed to do that. The safety plan lasts until the end of the school year, so it doesn't continue after the school year, but it ends right at the end of the school year. There's that. The second issue was non-malfeasance towards the group. Emma's disclosure was powerful, and it left Michael and Lena visibly distressed. So I'd check in on them and again do the assessment and contact parents if they need to be contacted, and go from there. This mentions it in our textbook. Chapter 5 talks about accountability, requires us to collect data and evaluate outcomes. So just making the assessment of the CSRSS. Chapter 6 emphasizes the use of evidence-based interventions. So like that would include like the safety plan, like I spoke about, and using cognitive behavior therapy or CBT techniques that align with the principles of the ASCA and the ASCA or the ACA. How would I respond to Emma's disclosure? Again, I would conduct a CSRSS assessment, and according to how she scores, well, either way, I would call mom and dad, and according to how she scores, it's whether I would ask the parent to come and speak and face to face, or just let them know, hey, this is what happened, and just go over the whole spiel like I said earlier. For Michael, again, I would do the same assessment, and then according to how he scores, call mom or dad or his guardian and go from there. For Lena, I would check in on her and see where she's at, and just go from there. If she discloses suicidal thoughts or anything suicidal, then I would make the assessment, and then from there I would contact mom or dad or whoever's in charge of her. For the group, so next session I would go over what happened and just talk about it and see where everyone's head is, and then if I need to pull people separately and privately, I would, after group, because we still have to have group. With the parents, like I said before, for kids to be in group, at least in the school district I work in, they need to have parent permission or guardian permission. So they wouldn't be able to be in group unless the parents said it was okay, and we have to send out permission slips and get them signed back. But again, I would contact the parents of the students that were involved. So it'd definitely be for Michael and for Emma. Lena, it'd be depend where she's at and what she disclosed with me when I would meet with her privately. Rebuilding groups safety, again, the next session, or just go over what happened and see where everyone's head's at. And if anybody wants to speak to me privately, we can do that. But I would just try to get them to talk. Personal reflection. This has happened to me before. I'm over 4th and 5th grade, and I've had it's always girls. It hasn't been boys yet. I've been doing this for 3 years already. It's always fifth grade girls that do disclose either suicidal thoughts or that they are self-harming. I'm sorry, English is a very difficult language. This has been a long day today, but yeah, this has happened to me before. And again, just I mean, if you guys are going to be school counselors, check all your boxes. Do your assessments if there's assessments to be done, and do them fully. I remember I had this one student who disclosed to her teacher that she had those thoughts, and I tend to pride myself in knowing my students because I do, like, I'm never in my office. I'm always with them and roaming around and just going through classrooms and things like that, and seeing them in the cafeteria, stuff like that. And so I had this one student who disclosed that she had suicidal thoughts. I didn't think much of it, and I'm like, I don't think I need to do the assessment. I did it anyway, thank goodness, because as we did the assessment, I found out that she has a personal diary where she wrote out like a plan to, hang herself. Luckily, she never did anything. She didn't, collect items to hang herself, but she did have a plan that was all drawn out. She actually drew it out like a comic book. So I'm really glad that I did do the assessment and found that out. And we called mom and did a safety plan and had her come in, and we got her the help that she needed. So I'm really glad. So always do your assessments, even if you feel like you don't need to, just do it, because you just never know. That's just something that came to my mind as I was reading this case. I think I covered everything. Yeah. Thank you so much. This is a lot of fun. I know I went over, but I mean, if you guys have any questions, I'm always happy to share my experience. Thanks.